K94.5, the #1 hit music channel. Ginger here talking to Dakota. Okay, I have to pick your brain about all the crazy stuff you've seen, but I want to know, what is the most insane situation you've ever been in when you've been walking through a haunted place?
Besides coming to see you?
Yes.
Okay.
Besides coming to see me, yes.
It was, I've had like some amazing experiences. I would say out of all of them, this was, God, I'd say 10, 12 years ago. I had gotten invited down to an event at Myrtle's Plantation. And I had been there before. I mean, Myrtle's Plantation, one of those places like I always end up at.
Where's that at? Myrtle's
it's in
Plantation?
St. Francisville, Louisiana, and it's
Okay.
recognized by the Smithsonian
Okay.
as the second most haunted location in the U.S.
Really?
With the Worley House in San Diego being #1.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it really truly is haunted. I mean, there's no joke behind that. I mean, you will go there and have some sort of an experience. It's almost kind of like a little guarantee. And I was there with the team, and this is when they were really still relaxed on the rules.
Mm-hmm.
You get by with a lot more than you can now.
And by team, you mean like a group of people?
Yeah, there was a group of investigators, and they invited me over there, and we did the investigation, everything else. Well, it was probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and my mom and my grandmother both loved Myrtle's, and I had taken them down there for, like a little getaway thing. And I'm like, look, I've got this event. I'm going to be down there anyway. Y'all come down here with me. We'll have a great time, yada, yada, yada. Well, it was about 1:32, so, of course, they're both passed out already.
Right.
I had one of the suite rooms. And I was sitting there, and a lot of the team had, they had gone off and done their investigation. They were in different rooms, so my part was done. So I could do whatever I wanted to. I was only, like I said, maybe 17, 19, somewhere around there. And I'm like, okay, I'm bored. Well, I was too young to drink.
Yeah.
And I was too young to do this. I was too young to do that. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So I go and I get on my computer, and I'm in, the suite room, and I call them the fainting chairs. I feel the vapors. The little, this little tiny, I forgot the name of them.
Chaste? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just
whatever.
glorified white trash, honey. So I go and I'm on my computer, and I'm just, checking out things online, going over audio files that I recorded, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. I'm feeling something being up in here.
Right.
And I look up at the chandelier in the room, and it was really like somebody, and it had the little balls on it. And it was really like somebody had just taken their hand and just rubbed it across. Well, I'm by myself. My mom and grandmother are both passed out. I'm like, screw this. I am not hanging out for this. Like, I have seen too many horror movies, and I am the Shaggy of the group.
Did it feel like an evil presence?
Oh,
or?
it wasn't evil. It wasn't negative. It was
just
nothing
there.
like that. It was just they were wanting to know what I was up to, and I'm like, I am by myself. I do not want to get possessed today. So I make a run for it, because that's what every true ghost hunter does. So I run out of the room, and I go into the main foyer, which is where the haunted mirror is.
Uh-huh.
And I get about halfway up the stairs, because I'm booking it. And I'm a big boy, so it takes a lot to make me run.
And I hate to pause your story, but I don't know anything about the haunted mirror. What's the story behind that?
Can you let me finish the story, Ginger?
Go for it. Do what you want
I'm
to
totally
do.
joking. There is a belief, and you got to think, this is back during Victorian, Edwardian times.
Right.
Whenever someone, because you died in the house back then. You didn't have the hospitals to go die in.
Yeah, you just died in
got
your
sick
bed.
and yeah. And they would cover the mirrors in black cloth, because it is a belief that if a spirit sees itself in the mirror, its soul will get trapped in the mirror.
Oh, that's gnarly. Okay, continue.
So that's why they say the mirror is haunted, because it wasn't, there was a couple deaths there that happened, and the mirrors weren't covered, just from the unexpected death aspect. So I get about halfway up to this top of the stairs. I'm like, Dakota, what are you doing? Like, this is what you want to have happen. Like, this is what everybody dreams about happening. I'm like,
This is the moment.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm by myself. No, it's not. So, and I mean, of course, like, I'm having a conversation with myself, like every sane person does. And then I hear little kids giggling, and there's been a few kids that's there from yellow fever, typhoid, all the things that went through there like that. And I hear little kids giggling, and I'm like, no, and I'm not talking about intuitively. Like, I physically, through my ears, hear little kids laughing. And then you know how, like, little kids would pitter-patter up steps?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about halfway up the steps, and I hear their footsteps coming up behind me.
Oh, no.
And I Usain bolted at this point.
Oh,
Like, if
off.
y'all, yeah, like,
Like there's a fire behind you, how
know
fast you went.
Remember how when we were growing up, the Roadrunner cartoons where he would just start running really fast and he wouldn't go anywhere and then he would take off?
Yeah.
That's what I did. Like, I felt my feet moving, but I wasn't going anywhere. Well, there's a middle bedroom at the top of the stairs. There's a middle bedroom. And then one of the investigators, God love her, she was already asleep too. I'm like, guys, we should be making the most of this moment. I remember jumping and clearing her bed, like feet still moving, because I am losing my mind at this point because I'm by myself,
being chased by ghost children.
Yeah, and I mean, and I, like I said, I think I was like 17 when this happened. So we're talking 13 years ago. So like now I'd be like, hey, what's up, dude? Like nothing bothers me anymore. And I ended up going to the room, and I was with a couple buddies of mine were in that room, and I'm like, guys. And I don't know if they heard anything or not, but I remember when I finally got to their room, I was so scared I broke down crying.
Oh, no.
So that was my freakiest moment. And I mean, like I said, now I'd be like, okay, this is awesome. This is great. This is so cool. And I've had some, like Shreveport I've had some, I've been touched in Shreveport before. I had one slam a door in my face, because I make a great impression on people.
And you said this happened around like 2, 3 o'clock?
It was around what they call the witching hour.
I was just about to ask you about the witching hour. Is that a real thing? Is that like, does it have any weight to it?
No, because you've got to think, by 3 o'clock in the morning, there's no sounds.
Everything's asleep.
Everything's asleep. So it's
magnified, basically.
It's just like, okay, people that love the smell of the rain.
Yeah.
The rain doesn't smell. Those are the smells all around you constantly, but when it rains, you can smell them because of the moisture in the air.